Hello, everyone. Welcome to our fourth installment of Echo Influence. I'm here with April Rodriguez. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
And we have a special guest today, Joseph Olmaydoe.
Yep.
From Graves 13. How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm feeling fantastic.
Tight.
I gotta ask, after DonCon, how did you feel?
It felt like it was a good night that day.
I felt like it was too. Like I said, I was in the front with AP when I was like watching stuff over, and I just heard the music, and I didn't know exactly who was up yet, but I heard the drum, and April knows this. Like most of the songs that I love, it's because there's a good drum to it, and it's like a battle drum or just it's something with a good beat. And I noticed that, and I was like, damn, who's this? Who's playing right now? And she said, Graves 13. I was like, Joseph on the drums right now? And I was just I was so proud.
Excited, yeah.
I was so proud. I was so happy. I was like, I trained that kid. Yeah. So all the night was good for you?
Yeah, man. It was pretty excellent. We my band and I went to this really cool computer gaming place right after.
Nice.
Oh, dope.
And yeah, we were playing Smash Bros.
That's
all the way till 1.
Dang, that's cool.
I got who's your guy in Smash Brothers?
Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah,
Wait,
dude.
well, what's he like? What's so special about him? I know they have like a combo move or something that could keep your dude at bay, right?
Yeah, he has a really good neutral air that I like to use a lot
I see.
when you're in midair and you just tap A. But
For me, jumping's a motherfucker in that game.
You gotta-
for me.
you gotta learn how to like push your analog stick down as soon as you jump to like stop your character from getting so much jump.
I see. So
You play when you play. You guys play on the Wii.
Wii U. Yeah.
Wii U.
That's where it's new at that place. So like that's
Nice.
what our main games are.
I don't think I've played I haven't played Smash Bros. On.
the Wii U. I've never even touched the Wii U.
No.
I'm not really sure what it entails. What's the difference between the Wii U and the Wii?
The Wii U has a gamepad.
Oh,
So,
I
like,
see.
it comes with the screen, like a
Oh,
big-
just the console itself is just.
no, the console is like a Wii looking
I see.
system, but it also has like this really big gamepad that connects.
Is it anything like the Switch? Like, because it
yeah.
has a game dock too, right?
That's what it is really, because there's a menu and everything on the gamepad.
I can't wait to play you. my dude is Link.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking guy, man. He's the only guy I decided to choose like the first time, and usually that's what I go with. My instinct do with the sword and shield, and I tried Snake out. He was pretty good. He was
Yeah.
pretty dope. But
He's like got a lot of props and things.
yeah, I
to
got a lot of
use.
gadgetry.
Yeah.
You know, he's just this motherfucker, man.
Yeah. So tell us about yourself, Joseph.
I drum for Graves 13.
Nice.
Nice. First and foremost.
Do you have any other projects that you work on besides Graves 13?
Just like really small things, just like really like just doing hobby stuff.
Like
really.
musically?
Like yeah, like I downloaded this music program a while ago, and I've just been making like small, probably like background music.
That's
for
cool.
one of my friends.
What?
Just send it to my friends on email.
That's cool.
Tell
That's what
down
you do.
here if you want to use this in your video or something.
That's really cool.
That's
Yeah.
perfect because I'm sure Raymond eats
Yeah.
that shit
Oh,
up.
yeah.
You know?
Raymond and my friend Chris, hopefully.
Yeah, we gotta make a film sometime. You know,
I know.
I was telling Raymond not too long ago that I have all these ideas, and he's like, I have a big backyard. You know, we could fucking film back there, and I told him, you know, I've been having a problem writing lately, and he said that, oh, dude, have you ever seen the movie Mad Max, the new one with Tom Hardy? And I was like, oh yeah, man, that's really good. He's like, the whole thing was done on poster board, like, you know, they would draw it out or whatever, or like on whiteboard. They would draw out the scene, and then they would do it that day. And that was pretty much it. It was like no real script. I'm sure there was a writing, like a written script and stuff, but they didn't have anything like lines to follow or everyday scripts, you know, like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting for him to bring that to my attention. I was like, okay, everybody gather around. You know, Joseph's gonna fly off the fucking roof.
Yeah, here he goes.
And right when he gets to the edge, we'll cut and we'll use Raymond. Boom, baby. I'm just playing, Raymond. We need you, man. But I thought I thought that would be a good idea, considering we have such a big crew
Yeah.
now and everybody's like involved. And
Definitely.
I think it would be not just not an easy project, but I think it's a project
fun
that would
project, 'cause
have us all
eventually-
flow proper. Yeah.
Eventually, we want to do a film festival. That's something we'd like to do. But
Yeah.
film festival and like
We
movies
could
that
do
we
our
make.
own
You know.
our own version, like a hood version of Karate Kid. I'm down.
That's funny.
So, any musical influences that you can name?
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Oh, damn,
that's like
a good one.
that's like
Good name
half of
drop.
my music listening there, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how much they have to offer.
Yes,
great.
definitely.
That's
Yeah, and this other local band, Super Lunch. I'd probably mention them like every podcast I've had.
So if you could play for anybody, it would be the Smashing Pumpkins. Like if they said, okay,
Oh,
like,
man.
you get to choose who you get to play for.
I don't think I could do that, man.
Ooh.
I can't do that. That's
Yeah.
really crazy.
I think
Really
you could.
crazy
I think you would
drummer.
rise to the moment and.
You play drums, but you also play guitar too?
I started this year. But
Yeah, that's cool.
It's really fun. I like
I'm sorry, you were saying earlier that you use a program. What program do you use to make the beats on?
Fruity Loop FL.
Oh, nice,
FL Studio.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. That's good to know.
Oh, yeah. Is that what Savannah uses to do hers?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. I don't know either. But
She says, you know what? It's funny because she says a lot of names when it comes to downloading apps and shit, and it all sounds something like Fruity Loop or a potato chip or some shit, you know? Like it's hard to call it what it is.
That's funny.
So do you have a? Before we get into that, have you seen Deadpool 2?
Yeah. seen
And
it
what?
twice.
Oh, worth the second look, he says. For me too. I was just I even start laughing right when they start, putting up what are the intro titles.
Oh, the credits. Yeah.
Yeah.
The intro credits.
Oh my god! Like they even started mentioning the girlfriend dying, and it's like starring someone who obviously can't share the spotlight. And I was like, dude, how many of these are Ryan Reynolds jokes?
I know.
And how many of them are them making fun of himself?
Yeah.
Like it seems like Deadpool hates Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, definitely. What was your favorite part?
Probably what happens. I think it was when he dies. Oh no, it was after. It was after she dies.
I know if you haven't seen the movie, and me laughing, it sounds bad. You see the movie. I'm not that bad. But, oh my god, well, I'm going to say it anyways. At the end of that when he was dying and everything, it just was funny how he took so long, and he kept on just telling people, hey, Colossus, say fuck. And he's just like, fuck. And he's like, oh, enjoy hell.
That was man.
I think that's good. It's worth a third look.
What was your favorite?
That scene, and then after that was when him and that guy like got hit by that car in the beginning.
Oh,
when he grabbed the dude?
Yeah, and then that whole like visual afterwards, and, like all that cool.
That was cool when it looked like he was like just in
Animation.
the ice water and he was like floating around.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I noticed the bong in the room when he was
Oh
like in
yeah, that was the
heaven.
only
It was like-
blue thing.
Yeah, I was
the
like,
only thing in color in the
"Jeez."
whole scene.
It's all clean. Fuck, you guys never. Was that decorative? You're bullshitting me.
That's funny.
So I gotta ask then, who in the comic book universe, who is your favorite comic book character?
And in like not comic book movie universe, right? Like
No,
comic book.
Ed just comic books, yeah.
Damn.
And any comic book character.
Well, I know more about Spider-Man, but I started getting into Moon Knight.
Oh,
That-
damn, that's
that
a
guy's
cute.
freaking-
Why Moon Knight? I gotta ask, because like that's a no one goes out of the way to read Moon Knight.
He's like, I don't know, man. I don't even read that much of him. I have only read like a bit of the first issue.
You're gonna enjoy
but I
that guy,
never-
man. Like he's not like Deadpool, but he does have multiple personalities. There's a bunch of them, and in some ways, I guess he is the answer. Not the answer, but Marvel's Batman. The style is a lot similar. But I got to agree with Kevin Smith because I was watching Comic Book Man, and he said he believes that Marvel's answer to DC's Batman is the Punisher.
Oh.
And I agree because he's like on the total opposite spectrum. Like, yeah, he's still a human and everything, but he's broke. You know, he uses guns, he kills. You know, his motives are very different. And I believe the psychology, I mean, the psychological, how do I say, damage was done more to the Punisher. Like, it was more of a shock for him because he had a family that he created. And, you know, he invested life into, like, his whole life. When Bruce Wayne lost his family, he had his whole life ahead of him, you know. A lot worse happens to kids at that age, you know, because they're broke. Had Batman been broke, wouldn't he have gone to an orphanage? Maybe he wouldn't have become Batman. There's a lot of questions to that, but I always say that Punisher is not only the answer to Batman, he's probably the solution if they were to fight, you know. Like, that's it, homie. That's just my take on that. That'd be another crossover that we'll talk and discuss. I can't wait for that one. Because I want to get a real Batman fan in here, and I want to talk about that.
I see. How did you find out about Moon Knight, though?
Just through like looking through images on Instagram.
I see.
Yeah,
And because you were saying earlier that you had you got the Marvel, you downloaded the
Unlimited.
Unlimited. Yeah. So
Was it from that?
No, I like picked up a comic when I was at a library one time.
Oh, I see. I was gonna say, was it at Frankenstein's when we saw you?
Oh, no. I don't even think you can read those. Can you like
pick them up and read them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They let me
look through them a little bit.
I mean, that's worth a shot. I mean, some guys might be dicks and they'd be like, "Well, fuck you, I'm not coming back."
So how do you like Marvel Unlimited?
Marvel Unlimited is pretty dope. Like the way it works and everything. But I haven't subscribed to it or anything yet.
Oh.
I've only been looking at the free comics.
I see.
That's cool.
I see. Those are worth their look too. Like, you know, there's a lot of dollar comics that I got for collaging and stuff, and $2 comics, and fuck, they're badass. But I will say this, like I said in the last episode, that there's a very big difference in writing between Marvel and DC. Maybe I just got the wrong DC comic books, but I went on a roll of getting DC comics so I can do crossover paintings. And, you know, the writing wasn't very good to me. And, you know, when I got badass Marvel comics, though, man. And I got Thanos is 18, and we talked about it in the last episode. And holy shit, like that is a thing worth reading.
Which one?
Thanos. There's pretty much all the Thanos is from. You can even read from 13 to 18, which is fantastic. I just read the conclusion, and I discussed it on the last podcast, and I think it's fucking worth a read. I think if you're gonna get the Unlimited, get Thanos series. It's fantastic. And then there's also another series where the Punisher takes the War Machine suit, and he's just on a warpath. Like, he's protecting this country. Like, he's saving this whole country, but he's killing the soldiers. So the Avengers trying to come and stop him, and he's fucking up the Avengers because he has the War Machine suit. It's awesome. I think that's worth a read as well. But I wanted to say, so Spider-Man. Did you say Spider-Man is your favorite comic book character?
He said that he knows the most about Spider-Man.
Oh, I see. No, yeah, he hasn't said it. He's just reading.
Yeah, but Moon Knight is like the best I've seen in a while.
I see. So right now, that guy's your favorite?
Yeah, but I always have my moments with like whatever character is shining in the theater most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I start doing my research around that time. You know.
Yeah,
it's like
that's fair.
It's like that character season.
Yeah,
because that brings it to attention.
I really like how everybody. And there's another thing. Like, I know there's people out there that like, oh, you're not a true fan. You weren't a fan from the beginning. Well, who fucking cares? Because I've noticed that when Doctor Strange came out, a lot of people love that. They love the movie. They love the concept. They never heard of him. They'll admit that. They just love everything about that. Everything that Doctor Strange has to offer.
Like, they want to get to know more.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think people need to stop making others feel bad for not reading all the comic books and stuff. But I think at the same time, it's your duty as a comic book fan to read comic books, you know, not just watch the movies, you know. Yeah. Because my favorite thing about Spider-Man, go ahead.
It's just like, why would you not want to get to know these characters more? Like,
see them in action. And
like you just may be missing out.
I think like a lot of people just don't, like we said in the last episode, people don't like their toys played with, and but that's ridiculous, man. Because there's someone who takes up a mantle. I'm gonna use this example again. The Miss Marvel mantle takes up that position, I guess, the title. and she's a Muslim woman, and people were fucking having a shit fit, man. Like, why are they catering to Muslims, and why are they, you know? And it's like, dude, come on, just read the story, see if you even like it. Because if you don't like it, then you don't have to read it. That's the beauty of the whole thing, right? And even like when Miles Morales, you know, came out, the Black Spider-Man, they were like, oh, why are they catering to black people and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's not that at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's just...
Prowler just happened to be black.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Like, why not? Like an alternate universe. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a black Miles Morales, especially when the story was well written. You know, I've been dying to talk about this. It was a while back, though, maybe about half a year to a year ago. I'm looking at the forums. I'm looking at a comic book of Superman, right? Or it's just an article how people were upset about how Superman saved a bunch of immigrants coming into America from Mexico. And they apparently Border Patrol shot at all these immigrants. And Superman came in time and fucking caught all the bullets. And so people in the fucking comment section were basically saying, oh, so Superman's breaking the law now? And it's like, dude, like, this is why you should read villain shit. Like, you know, go stick to Deathstroke, go stick to those bad dudes, because that's where you're at. There's no way that you can think that you're a hero and believe that shit. You know, like, the law doesn't come before human life. Yeah. And, like, you know, I never get political. I never care about that shit. But, you know, comic books is my thing. And so I had to get involved. And I thought that was bullshit, dude. Like, being a Mexican, that I was offended, you know. And I was just like, everybody's worth being saved. You know, no law should be above anybody's life. It teaches you it teaches you tolerance, you classless fuck. You know, that's basically what I had to write that out. And it was upsetting to me. But bringing it back, you know, to Spider-Man and everything, I wanted to say that I truly he's one of the dudes I respect the most. And I'm sure you know, because you've read the comics as of late, that he's super relatable. He fucks up a lot, right? You know, he has bills to pay. He's probably late on his bills, late on his payment or his rent. Takes care of his aunt after losing his mom and dad and his uncle. And in the comic books, he loses his first girlfriend to his arch nemesis. He kills her. You know, it's fucking terrible. You know, so he has a fucked up life, and he doesn't use his powers for evil. So I really respect Spider-Man to the fullest. He's one of those guys that I go, oh yeah, I know what it's like to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just of course without powers. So we learned something today. Major spoilers, guys. So just prepare yourself. Okay?
Jump forward a little bit if you.
Yeah. You might want to like just give me a minute. So what we learned is that it's just a rumor. It's not verified in any way.
But it was the source is someone on Reddit who is quote unquote trustworthy because they came out with spoilers for Infinity War that were true. So they're trustworthy. And
they claim that Tony Stark will not be around for Phase 4, and that they this person thinks that he's going to die. And I believe it's at the beginning of Homecoming.
Yeah, that's basically.
And Peter Parker is mourning Tony Stark's, you know, death at the funeral. And, you know, just, I don't know how he got a hold of that footage or how he saw it. But I really hope that's not the case. But hey, you know, it's a good way to bring in the new blood and everything, like, you know, within what 10 year span.
I'm surprised though, because in Avengers, the comic book, it's Cap that dies, not.
Oh, I see. In Civil War, I see.
Civil War.
Yeah, but I see what you're talking about though.
So it's
like someone needs to go.
Yeah. But not just someone big, someone major, someone.
And it may be more than just Tony Stark too. You know,
I'm sure.
It could be a bunch.
I'm sure.
So, being that you've been reading Spider-Man, I wanted to do what we call an inter-realm rumble. Okay, with the knowledge you know about Spider-Man, I don't know much about Deathstroke, but I want to match him up against Deathstroke. So, in which event does Deathstroke lose to Spider-Man?
Yeah, Deathstroke is like heavily trained. He's like really high feats, like defeating the Flash.
Yeah,
like,
that's incredible. He focused all of his energy and fucking bam, caught the Flash slipping. It's crazy.
So do you think Spider-Man or Deathstroke? Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be pretty crazy to tell, but I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fan in me says Spider-Man, but the comic book lawyer in me wants to defend Deathstroke. This dude he's a god killer, you know, himself too.
Yeah.
Deathstroke?
Yeah, I told you I wanted to get those comic books where he takes this blade from Olympus where fucking pisses off Diana,
I love
Wonder
that you
Woman.
like, even though you're a Marvel fan, you still like.
I have my desires, yeah.
And you know about DC and other. I mean, you're not like I'm only this. Like you're like, all right, I'll give everyone a fair chance.
You gotta study your enemy. Yeah.
Look it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he does get this freaking incredible sword from Olympus, and like apparently it kills Superman. I think there's a picture of him trying to stab Superman, and Superman's like, "Oh shit, like stop!" And he's like driving it in, and it looks cool.
Dang.
So it's worth a look. But you know what? Spider-Man becomes his peak is like cosmic Spider-Man. You know, that's that dude where you can control reality and shit like that. He also has a healing factor. Both of them have a healing factor. Spider-Man heals a little bit quicker. I think he heals within like a couple hours. Deathstroke heals somewhat like a vampire. You know, he'll heal like the next day.
So you guys, last time we talked about how you were that you train MMA, and here we have Joseph, who you train with.
Yeah, I've been training Joseph for about 3 weeks now, and he's been coming along fantastically. Is that a word? Fantastically?
I think so.
Incredibly. You know, like what I noticed between then and now is the energy rise. When they're done working out, their bodies and their stamina might be depleted and low, but their energy is high and up. Like fuck yeah, like I'm gonna fucking kick some ass. And it's only a matter of time before we're out here hours at a time, hours a day. Because it's the only way he's gonna get his energy out. And once we start wrestling, holy shit, it's gonna be fun for me
Do you
again.
feel a difference?
Yeah.
From when you first started, like to now.
I feel like I can prance around pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know?
It's cool.
When he came back, like we had like a week hiatus, and he came back and holy shit, like I can tell he was practicing. His footwork was incredible and blah blah blah. And then Nina came too, same thing. Like I can tell you guys were practicing. You know, her footwork, her slips and everything. Blah 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 blah. You guys were watching videos. That's what it seems like to me.
That's cool.
I mean, and both of you look like you lost weight. You know.
Yeah.
And let's put some muscle on now. You know.
How did you like the wrestling? How did you?
Oh, the
that?
wrestling, like the techniques really like use like every corner of like the body, man.
Yeah.
Use, like,
It's very technical.
Like,
Yeah.
There's so many times when we're in the room and we'll like start fighting, not like fighting, but like play fighting, and then we start wrestling each other, and we're just like in there, like, oh yeah.
Before she knows it, she's in quicksand, you know?
Yeah.
She keeps fighting, and then the more she fights, she's like,
Like, no. And then I'll have to like pull away, or like, find little ways to pull out and pull away, and it's oh my god, it's so much fun.
Like a huge weakness of mine, but I'll let you know, is I'm very ticklish. You know, I mean, I swear to God, in a lot of my fights, wrestling, I knew I was going to wrestle the guy because that's my bread and butter, and I was just like, man, I hope this guy doesn't do something where he realizes that I'm a ticklish guy, and he goes, oh, I got him, and just starts fucking my ribs up.
Oh my god. It's so I don't know what to call that, man.
It's cheating, dog.
That's
Yeah, so in the end, I'd give it a Spider-Man too. Going back to that, I'd give it a Spider-Man because that dude fights till he's burger. You know, I mean, Deathstroke does too, but I don't know. I think Spider-Man is beating guys like Deathstroke on the daily.
And he seems like he's quicker. Like what's that word?
Spidey
like,
sense.
Yeah, but like he's like
Anticipation skill.
It's not sly, not like he's quick, like a ninja. Like like he just.
He's all over the place.
Yeah, he moves really quick, and so he's able to dodge.
He's versatile.
Yeah.
I think he's able to like quickly adapt to like any situation or quickly react to something in like almost the best way possible. As much as Deathstroke, but like probably more or at least equal to that.
See, the only thing about Spider-Man is that that Deathstroke has an advantage over him is Spider-Man's not going to try and kill Deathstroke. While fighting him, he's going to be right in between being careful enough not to kill him while subduing him. And Deathstroke's going to go fucking balls out. Like, I'm just going to chop your head off.
Yeah.
So that gives Deathstroke a bit of an advantage. But then again, Spider-Man, he's fought a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
Carnage is a dude who never give a fuck.
That's-
Anything you want to say, or do you want to promote anything before we go on?
Just the Art Swap Meet. Come out June 16th, 12 to 3 p.m. I think we're going to go with Heritage Park in, is it technically, it's like Santa Fe Springs?
Santa Fe Springs,
right?
yeah.
Santa Fe Springs off of Telegraph. 12 to 3, we're just going to bring your blankets, bring your snacks, bring your pets, on leashes, of course.
Yeah, on leashes.
And we're just going to hang out at the park and swap art. So bring some of your art to barter with and just talk to each other about techniques and,
Pretty much
share.
networking amongst one another, which is really cool because networking within the town is always good.
Yeah, definitely. We should know each other, support each other, and
Strengthen one another.
yeah. So come out June 16th, 12 to 3 p.m. at
Feel free
Heritage Park.
Feel free to DM us too if you have any questions. If you yourself want to try MMA, DM us and give me your information. We'll try and set something up.
And where can we find you on social media?
At OLMAYDOE. That's my @name. And shout out to Little Deadass.
Little dead ass.
Little Deadass.
And your band.
Band Graves 13. Yeah.
And that's Graves 13 official? Or is that the
Yeah, Graves 13 official, and there's underscores in between
the
each,
two? Yeah.
Yeah, each word.
Cool.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Joseph, for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
And again, thank you, Modest Betty. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time.